Alright guys, thank you for coming back for another video. You're going to see the C6 Corvette in the background here. Got a few things done on this lately. I think in the last video I mentioned I did a Alpine ILX 507 head unit, which is kind of unobtainium to find. Wireless CarPlay, got that done. Got the windows tinted, we got the front windows down, but you get the idea. It's obviously black like the front windows. And I went over to CF Vinyls, it's locally here, and man, this car's getting dusty from sitting. Got the halo wrapped, just because I thought that the yellow kind of really stuck out like a sore thumb. Got the halo wrapped, and we got another piece of the puzzle yesterday I got this. So I'm not really a fan of that little bump wing thing in the back. So I have decided to fix this. So I got a wing from the spoiler company. I haven't even looked at it yet, but we're gonna get this unboxed. Dominic, if you can go ahead and pull that out gently. We'll put it on top of the box and unwrap it. All right. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pop this open. I'm really excited to see this and figure out getting this on the car soon. This is not a very common wing. Everybody tends to go with the ZR1 wings, and that is not what I wanted to do. Just because if you guys follow any of my other builds, you know I kind of like to do things a little bit different. And while the ZR1 wing looks pretty good, it's just way too common for my liking. And this is just enough. It's aggressive, but not super racy aggressive. Dominic, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Alright. I got to flip this over a few times. So I waited a few weeks for this wing because it did just get freshly painted by the manufacturer. I'm sure we got some mounting hardware in here somewhere. And looks like we got 3M tape as well. So I may just actually mount it with 3M tape. I'm not 100% sure yet. But think about that. So it's got a nice little ducktail up in the back. And we'll wrap around like the ZR1. So if you look at the curvature of that thing, it's got a nice ducktail up in the back, kind of reminiscent of a Supra spoiler. And let's take this over by the car, see what it looks like. And I intentionally got this gloss black because I'm kind of going for that bubble look on the back. So again, obviously the old wing is going to come out of the way, but I'm going to get kind of a difference in height there, just on how much higher that thing is going to come up. And I think that thing is going to look pretty badass. Alright, so just to get an idea how this is going to fit, again, obviously the old wings got to come off first, but just to get an idea how much more lip that thing's got. That's quite a bit bigger. That's going to look pretty badass. And then looking at it from the back, again, kind of getting the lines, you know, understand the fitment's not on right now because I got to get that old one taken off first, but man, that's going to look badass. That is going to look badass. Nice black streak going up, finishes off in the rear. Whew, that's going to look nice. The helper Dominic is going to help me get the taillights out. We're going to get to the inner bolts of the stock wing, get the stock wing off, and do a test fitment of this wing. First thing we're going to do is get the screws. There should be screws on the underside of the taillights. We're going to take out the inner taillights, and I think that there's probably going to be bolts on the inside of that wing. Alright, now that Dominic has the correct tool, it's a T15 Torx bit. So I'm going to go up, watch what you're doing on the taillight there, and you're going to unscrew the taillight. Make sure the ratchets turn the right direction. And just like that, one screw, you grab on the tab there, And just like that, taillight comes out. And then up in here, there's gonna be a couple bolts or a couple nuts that hold that wing in. We'll let Dominic get that other one out. And see if we can get those nuts up there. All right, so we get Dominic a 10mm deep socket, and you're gonna go into the tail light. If you reach in here, there's gonna be a nut. You're gonna have to reach in there with your hand and feel it, and then you ratchet that off. Just don't drop the nut, and don't scratch anything up. You feel where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With your fingers yet?
No.
Yes, my son is wearing pink Crocs while he's working on a Corvette. Where have I failed as a father? Alright, so Dominic needed a little bit of a hand. The stud was actually tighter on the nut than what the stud was on the wing. So he actually pulled out the stud from the wing. So basically I just put a set of pliers on the top of it, we pulled it out. We're left with the brake light and third brake light assembly. You can see how awesome the insides channels are where the taillights were and the wing were. So use this as a time to clean everything else out all night. Alright, so I just used a pair of pliers to knock out these studs because I didn't have any sockets small enough, and they're star head studs. You can pull out the brake light, and we have our third brake light assembly. So I was told this brake light assembly from the Grand Sports and the Z06s are not going to work with this wing because they sit up too high, but that's why we're doing a test fitment. So we're going to see if we can get this brake light to work. If not, I'm either going to sand it down or I'm going to get a new base brake light. Let's see how it works. Alright, so first test fitment without the third brake light or the little mini wing in the way. Everything looks like it's lining up pretty good. We're going to see how it does with the brake light. Everything is flush up against the body. For what I can tell, that is good. Don't really see... I might see a little bit of air over there. Dominic, hold this down so it doesn't drop. Might see a little bit of light over there. Kind of hard to tell, but as it gets glued down, you won't be able to tell that. So that'll probably have to sit back a little bit. Let's see how it fits with the brake light. So yeah, color me confused. Dominic, go ahead and put that brake light in there. Okay, so if you put the brake light in there, you're gonna see that there is a lot of open space with that brake light. So I'm thinking, when I spoke with the seller, they said something about the Grand Sport brake light being too big and not allowing it to sit flush. What I'm thinking that they were referring to as the brake light is this whole spoiler assembly. So I think the spoiler might be a little bit taller on the Grand Sports, and I think that this is supposed to... Dominic, see if you can pick off that wing without messing up my paint. Alright, flip it over so I can see it. Just flip it over. No, flip it over so I can see the bottom of it. Alright, there you go. So, it looks like there's a big channel in here, and this is supposed to fit within this channel, and I think that's what he was referring to. So, I don't know what to do. I have to wait for the seller to get back to me. I really don't want to buy a whole wing piece, but I'm going to see if anybody around me has a wing I can try out. Okay, so we're going to try this again. You're going to see my Grand Sport spoiler slash brake light housing, and you're going to see I got a base model one. I had to wait about a week or so to get that, so you're going to see what the difference is in height between the two. So this one actually fits underneath this wing. So you'll see I already put the brake light in it earlier to get started on this. I'm going to go ahead and bolt this guy down. We're going to put the wing over it. We're going to clean up with a little bit of alcohol, and we'll get this thing installed. Alright, so very lightly snugged up the nuts on the wing from the inside of the taillight holes, and oh my god, this is just one of those times. I am so glad I didn't get a base model. Base model, guys, you can hate me all you want, but man, that looks terrible compared to the Grand Sport / Z06 model. So as much as I didn't like this, I like that a whole lot better than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these snugged up. I'm gonna get some alcohol prep pads, and I'll show you guys how this looks with the test fitment. So when you got a blue shop towel, get a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and just gotta clean everything up nice. Make sure the 3M tape's gonna stick good. Get all the prior sealers off of there. See how much crap comes off of there. So you always want to make sure you got a good adhesion if you're using something with 3M tape or double-sided tape. Oh yeah, definitely stripped it off. You could definitely feel the paint was more tacky, and got all the sealers, waxes, stuff off of there. Oh yeah, big difference. Big difference. All right, let's go ahead and see what this thing looks like. On here is a test fitment, and hopefully scratch anything up here. So yes, the design of that is that it has to sit over a factory brake light housing. And what I thought fit flush earlier doesn't fit as flush now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, once the glue is on, it'll be all right, but the brake housing looked a little bit better earlier. Let's see. All right, that looks a little bit better. That's a little bit more flush on the sides. Poke that in a little bit to get it right out to the end. Right out to the end of the trunk lid, or the back bumper. All right, it's not perfect. That's about as good as it's gonna get though. So you're gonna see where you have the little bit of the matte black behind there. I just gotta make sure I line this thing up good. I don't really know of a best way to do this. It seems like it's sitting a little off inside here. You're gonna have to get this just perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna start pulling the tabs out this way, get it to stick down, and then I'm gonna rip the tabs and then push it down. I'm gonna hope that that's gonna work. Let's get some padding down here so don't scratch anything up. Alright, so we got a little slice. Get the tabs started. And get the tabs started on the back side, or the front side. All right, let's pray. And of course, battery's gonna die exactly as I set this thing. So nice. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna apply pressure, get the tape to stick, and everything feels about as straight as I could have gotten it. Alright, so this side definitely feels a lot snugger up to the end of the trunk, or the end of the bumper. This side sticks out just a smidge, but there's not much you can do about it. It's fiberglass. You can't exactly flex fiberglass, so it's about as good as you're gonna get it. This is stuck on here pretty good. Again, this is a big lip, so as this thing gets, 100+ mile an hour, we'll see how that goes. But just, doing some flexing on it, I'm giving it some pretty decent force. It's not going anywhere. Again, most of the OEMs use strictly double-sided tape like this anyway. I've talked to a couple guys that have this wing that said they refused to drill into their back bumper, and they said theirs has been holding good. So I'm gonna leave it like that. We'll get it out for some pictures. I gotta clean this thing up anyway. I haven't driven it in a couple weeks. You'll see some addition of some vinyl. Went and put some PM Performance stickers on so people know who I am. And I guess I'm maybe gonna officially call this car the Hornet. I don't know. It's kind of Hornet. It's the coolest Hornet I could find. SVG file that I could rip. Next door neighbor likes to call this car the Yellow Dragon. I think that that's pretty cool too, because this car actually really does kind of remind me of a dragon. But I couldn't find anything that I was super happy with to be able to cut that was a dragon, so I went with the Hornet thing. I kind of like the Hornet. I was gonna do the Bumblebee, but obviously Hornets a little bit scarier. Hornets will fuck you up if you've ever been stung by a black hornet specifically. If you've ever been stuck by a black hornet, man, those things are just brutal. They will tear you up. Definitely one of the worst pains I've had in quite a long time was getting hit by one of those. I actually got stung on my hand. My whole hand, like that, was the size of a softball, and I was all swollen all the way up to my elbow, and it was just excruciating pain. Dude, this bumper just looks worse and worse every time I look at it. All right, let me go ahead and get, I think it was a T15 to tighten up those taillights, and we'll go from there. I think it was a T15. Let's see. Yep, T15 it is. I like that Chevy makes the taillights easy to come out. I wish they made the headlights as easy to come out, because like pretty much all C6 owners, my headlights need some work. So that's gonna be the next thing we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be wet sanding my headlights and polishing them. The kit that I got from Chemical Guys. I've had some pretty decent luck in the past with similar type kits, so I'm gonna try it out. But again, my headlights aren't nearly as bad as some other cars I restored, but they do need to be refurbished. Man, that looks good. That is the look of, hey, I'm not a 75-year-old guy that wears New Balances. You know, maybe I like to party, but, you know, maybe not. It's enough that people know it's me, put it that way. I don't got nothing to be talking shit about right now, but people will know it's me, so that's cool. Next thing I'm gonna do, I gotta realign these courses. Actually, I might do that while I'm out here and it's fresh in my mind. I gotta realign this driver side course that's sitting down a little bit, and I want to cut off those resonators out in the mid pipe. I don't know what I want to do about that yet, so you guys gotta let me know what you think. All right, here we are out in the sunlight. Do once around of the car. See it with the windows up now and the halo wrapped, and you'll see it with the wing. The wing just really makes it. I think this wing just looks fabulous. The ash shot just looks great. So now I just gotta, I think I'm gonna lower it a little bit on the rear. I think maybe the rear's not terrible. I want to see if maybe I can put spacers on the rear, though. I just feel like the wheels aren't spaced out enough. Alright guys, so I apologize, I cut the video a little bit short on the last snippet. I was actually doing two videos together and didn't intend to put that last piece in there with the walk around of the car in this video, because that was actually for a headlight restoration, but with the magic of editing you didn't see that yet. You will see that on the next video though, however. So again, I hope you guys enjoy the spoiler. I know you guys are gonna make fun of me for calling it a wing, YOLO, whatever. I call shit whatever I want to call it. You don't like it, you know how I roll on this channel. You don't like it, whoop-de-doo. Watch it, don't watch it. But if you do enjoy the content, I thank you for staying along for the ride. Next video you're going to see is actually me polishing the headlights. You're going to see they turned out phenomenally. And I don't know what we're going to be doing next. I may be doing some LED taillights. Not fully in love with these taillights yet. That may be coming in the future. Maybe doing an exhaust upgrade. Not sure yet. But stay tuned. I hope you guys are enjoying the content, and I'll do little things here and there as I get some time, and give you guys some more vet content. Thanks for watching.